Hey sis, welcome back to Selam by Mary Tilahun. I hope you're doing well and feeling blessed. If you are new here, welcome. And if you've been rocking with me for a while, you already know it is always love. I am so grateful for this space, for our sisterhood, and for the conversations we get to have. I have been reflecting a lot lately about the journey of becoming the woman God has called me to be, becoming more grounded in my faith, becoming more patient, more graceful, more intentional. And the truth is, sis, this journey, it ain't always easy. So, I just kind of jotted down some notes, and I kind of want to go over what I have picked up over the past couple of months. So here's what I'm learning. So here's the thing. I think that so many of us are in a season where we feel like we are being stretched. We are learning, unlearning, evolving, and trusting in God, even when we don't fully understand what He's doing. And if you are anything like me, that process can sometimes feel uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. Letting go is uncomfortable. But here's the thing. No matter how uncomfortable it is so necessary. And for me, becoming a wife and a mother has been one of the most transformative experiences of my life. It has challenged me in ways I never expected, but also revealed a strength in me that I didn't even know existed. And I always imagined what this season would look like, right? What kind of wife would I be? What kind of mother would I be? You know, those kinds of questions. But girl, let me tell you, reality has a way of humbling you, period. That is the end of the episode. But no, seriously. So I have had moments where I questioned myself, right? Moments where I felt like I wasn't doing enough, or moments where exhaustion crept in and I wondered, like, God, am I built for this? Lord, do you see me? Do you hear me? Do you feel me? Am I going to be all right? But, sis, in those moments of doubt, in those moments where I felt like I was falling short, God reminded me that I am becoming. I'm still working on you. You are still becoming, and I am still doing the work on you and in you. And so I just want to remind you today that you are becoming. You are evolving, and God is molding you, stretching you, and refining you for the purpose that He has set before you. And even when it feels like you're struggling, even when it feels like you're behind, I promise you, He is working things out for your good, right? And His timing is always better than ours. And there is a verse actually that I wrote down in my notes that it comes from Philippians 1:6 that I hold on to. And it says, being confident of this, that He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. God doesn't start something in us just to leave us halfway. You know that saying that God never leads you to a door that you can't open, right? So if He has placed a dream in your heart, if He has given you a vision, if He has called you into a new season, trust that He is going to equip you for it. He is going to sustain you through it. So let's stay right there. Let's talk about it. One question that I found myself constantly coming back to is, how do I embrace growth without fear? Like, how do we trust the process when we don't have all the answers? And how do we extend grace to ourselves in the moments when we feel like we're not enough? And I've learned that becoming her The woman that God has called me to be requires many things, but I have narrowed my notes down to 3 points. So let's dive into that. 1 being surrendering to God's plan, even when it doesn't make sense. Yes, even when it doesn't make sense. You know, in the Bible, when it says all you need is faith the size of a mustard seed, this is where you're going to apply it. When it doesn't make sense, go back to your bottle of faith. Go back to that small mustard seed. Ooh, why am I choking up on my words today? But sis, so let me be real with you. There have been moments where I tried to control everything. I wanted things to happen my way on my timeline, but God has a way of showing us that his timing is always better. When I first found out that I was going to be a mother, I had a flood of emotions running through me. I was overjoyed, but I was also nervous, right? I questioned if I was ready, if I was capable, if I had enough to give, but God had already prepared me even before I knew it. And sometimes we don't see the preparation because we're too focused on the pressure, right? And you have to trust that God has already made a way. You don't have to have all the answers. You just need to have your faith. That mustard seed size worth of faith, okay? The second thing that I wrote down was letting go of who we used to be to fully step into who we are meant to be. I had to learn to release the version of myself that was attached to old patterns, okay? The version of myself that doubted, the version of myself that settled for less, the version of myself that didn't fully embrace the woman that God was shaping me into. And sis, I know this isn't easy. I know. But change does require us to shed. When God is calling you to release in this season, maybe it's fear. Maybe it's a toxic mindset. Maybe it's a relationship that is keeping you from purpose. Maybe it's friendships that you need to reassess and maybe let go. Whatever it is, just trust that in your surrender, there is freedom. There is freedom on the other side, okay? You still with me? Good. Let's go into the last point that I jotted in my notes. So giving ourselves grace as we grow. Because transformation takes time, sis, hear me when I say this, you do not have to have it all figured out right now. And I'm honestly talking to myself right now when I say this. So let me repeat that. You do not have to have it all figured out right now. You don't need to have it perfect. Ooh, we're going to get into this another day, but fighting the spirit of perfection is something that I have been struggling with for a very long time. But yes, you do not have to be perfect. You don't have to have every detail in place. You are allowed to be a work in progress. Okay. You're allowed to just be where you are while God is working in you and through you. I think that we live in a world where, that pressures us to have everything together, right? But I don't think God ever asked for us to be perfect. He asked for progress. Period. That's just that. He didn't ask for perfect. He asked for progress. And remind yourself that it is okay to be perfectly imperfect. Okay? So, sis, let's release the pressure. Let's stop rushing the process. Let's trust that God is guiding us, shaping us, and preparing us for what's ahead. I think that's a good spot. I think that's like a sweet, soft spot right there where I'd like to kind of leave that at. But that being said, I do want to hear from you. I would like to know what season of growth you are in. How is God stretching you right now in this very minute? Connect with me. Message me, DM me, connect, or comment. Share this episode with another sister who needs to hear it. Let's keep the conversation going. As always, thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to share my heart with you. We are in this together, sis. Keep trusting, keep growing, and keep becoming, right? Keep on becoming. So until next time, stay blessed and remember, you are loved and there is power in your voice. Salam, sis.